Alright class, good morning. For this lesson, we're going to talk about the non-electrolyte and electrolyte solutions. So for our objectives, we're going to differentiate the colligative properties of non-electrolyte solutions and electrolyte solutions. Number 2, we're going to calculate the boiling point elevation and freezing point depression from the concentration of a solute in a solution, and also calculate the molar mass from colligative property data. So from our previous lesson, you were tasked to describe the effect of the concentration on the colligative properties of solution. So in this lesson, you are expected to differentiate the colligative properties between electrolyte and non-electrolyte solution. Now let's have a short review about the lesson or about our previous lesson. So colligative properties are properties of a solution that depend only on the colligative effect of the concentration of solute particles present. So that is into the number of the solute. So colligative properties has a direct relationship to the number of solute particles, and the properties are very useful for characterizing the nature of solute after it is dissolved in a solvent and for determining the molar mass of a substance. So the concentration of a solute does not have a vapor pressure of its own. So the solution has an effect on colligative properties of solution. The effect would depend on the ratio of the number of particles of solute in the solution and not on the identity of the solute. However, it is necessary to consider whether the solute is an electrolyte or non-electrolyte. So ionic compound like sodium chloride are strong electrolytes that dissociate into ions. So dissociation means the addition of a solvent or of energy in the form of heat causes molecules or crystals of the substance to break up into ions. So electrically charged particles, thus, when an ionic compound is dissolved in a solution, results is in a larger number of dissolved particles. But other compound like molecular compounds, sucrose, does not dissociate into ions. Here in this table, this shows the difference between an electrolyte and non-electrolyte. So electrolytes, colligative properties of electrolytes are the physical properties of electrolytic solutions that depend on the amount of solute regardless of the nature of solutes. While non-electrolytes, colligative properties of non-electrolytes are the physical properties of non-electrolytic solution that depend on the amount of solutes regardless the nature of solute. So in electrolytes, when it comes to solutes, electrolytes provide more solutes to the solution via dissociation, hence the colligative properties are considerably changed. While in non-electrolytes, it provides low solutes to the solution since there is no dissociation. Hence, the colligative properties are not considerably changed. Effect on colligative properties, the effect of electrolytes on colligative properties is very high compared to non-electrolytes. While in non-electrolytes, colligative properties is very low compared to electrolytes. To discuss first, what are non-volatile solutes? So, the non-volatile solutes are the solutes that does not have a vapor pressure on its own. The addition of non-volatile solute like sodium chloride lowers the vapor pressure of the solution, thus increases the boiling point. So the boiling point is defined as the temperature at which the saturated vapor pressure of a liquid is equal to surrounding atmospheric pressure. So as boiling water is concerned, the vapor pressure is directly related to boiling point. By definition, water boils at the temperature where the atmospheric pressure equals the vapor pressure. Furthermore, when the only volatile component of a solution is the solvent, then the vapor pressure of the solution is less than the vapor pressure that the solvent has at any given temperature. So at the temperature at which the pure solvent normally boils, the vapor pressure of the solution is still not equal to the atmospheric pressure. So to make the vapor pressure of the solution come up to atmospheric pressure, we have to increase the temperature of the solution further. So the presence of a non-volatile solute thus elevates the boiling point of the solution. Or to simply explain this, okay? So once we added sodium chloride or salt into the water, so have you observed that there is a slight difference when it comes to the boiling point of the water? So it may be a little, but still there is a difference, meaning mas tumataas po yung boiling point nung isang substance pag nag-add po tayo ng mga non-volatile solute like salt, 'di ba? Pag nagpapakulo tayo ng tubig, minsan nilalagyan po ng salt. Okay? So pag nilagyan natin 'yan ng salt, there is a tendency na tumaas din yung temperature na kailangan bago po siya mag-boiling point or ma-reach yung boiling point. Although hindi po siya ganun kataas, pero meron po siyang difference into the normal boiling point. Okay. Once na nag-add tayo ng non-volatile solute. Okay. So, the most common application of this property of solutions occur in the use of permanent type antifreezers. So, these protect the liquid in vehicles' cooling system not just from freezing but also from boiling over. So, these products are based on either propylene glycol or ethylene glycol, which are highly boiling, nearly non-volatile, water-soluble liquids as they are elevate the boiling point as well as lower the freezing point when dissolved in water. Alright, now in this figure, this shows the phase diagram of a solution. So if naalala po natin no, yung topic natin regards with the phase diagram. So ito lang din po yun. Yan. So meron po tayong heat curve, yan. Cooling, freezing curve, then yung triple point, and so on. So this shows the phase diagram of a solution and the effect that the lowered vapor pressure has on the boiling point of the solution compared to the solvent. Okay, so in this case, the solution has a higher boiling point than the pure solvent. So yung pure solvent po natin, itong violet po natin na line. Okay, so ito po yung pure solvent, meaning yung wala po siyang kahalo. Yan. Now, pag hinaluan po natin siya ng mga non-volatile yan, into the solution, so may tendency po na either bumaba or tumaas yung kanyang magiging vapor pressure. So, depende po kasi sa case. No? So, here, since the vapor pressure of the solution is lower, okay, more heat must be supplied to the solution to bring its vapor pressure up to the pressure of the external atmosphere. Now, for example, if we added salt to the water, so there is a tendency po na bumaba yung vapor pressure po ng ating solution. Now, para po siya mag-boil, so kailangan po mag-increase yan, ng temperature. So which means mas tumataas po yung boiling point po ng ating solution pag meron po tayong mga non-volatile solute na ina-add. So yun po yun. Although hindi po siya ganun kalaki, again, pero meron pong difference. No? Depende po kasi sa concentration din. Later po elaborate pa po natin paano po nangyayari yung sinasabi yung mas tumataas yung boiling point niya. Later po ma-explain po natin yan by solving. Okay. Now here, the boiling point elevation is the difference in temperature between the boiling point of the pure solvent. So ito po yung boiling point ng pure solvent natin. Yan. And the boiling point of the pure, ito po yung sa pure solvent, ito naman po yung sa solution, yung may added na po tayo. So, this is the boiling point elevation, which represent T, change, TB, TB. Yung ating difference po, no? Ito po yan.